Welcome to the market close. It's also Nvidia Day, Nvidia Day. Nvidia has their earnings today, so this one's always exciting. This one's always exciting as we see whether they can. Well, they normally do beat out their earnings, but whether they go up or down, a lot of times it's all about the forward guidance. If they're showing that things are looking good for the next quarter, well, we tend to get a nice explosion in price. Otherwise, not so much. Not so much. But, we got a lot to go through. Also, an announcement today from Bell. Bell's getting into the AI game. They've got a partnership. They're looking at setting up a whole bunch of AI data centers in BC. And amazingly enough, it's not open AI they're working with. They're actually going to work with Grok. So that could be interesting. That could be absolutely interesting. All right, it's time. Let's jump right away into the charts. Let's see what's going on in the TSX. We got a green day. It's not green by much though. We have been it's been pulling back a little bit. We're only up 0.15%. But here's the beautiful thing, guys. Look at the blue line. We're well above it. So it's really looking like May is finishing as a green month. So that's not too shabby. Now, pretty soon we'll start hearing folks going on about the summer. A lot of people are like, oh, yeah, everybody sells in May, buys back in September. The summer is trash on the market. Well, we're going to find out. Ooh, I also want to talk a little bit later about Air Canada too. So I got thoughts going on. I got lots of thoughts. So we're going to definitely get to that. Now, even though we got a green market up here in Canada, oh boy, not so much in the States. The S&P 500, there we go. It was being a resistant click. It's a little bit in the red. It's 0.37 down. So yeah, it's kind of that trend. And we still have a good 15 minutes for the TSX to slip into the red. So it could happen. The NASDAQ down a little bit to 0.10. And after hours on the NASDAQ is what we're going to be looking at, of course, because of Nvidia. Dow Jones also in the red, 0.45 down, and the Russell as well in the red. As what can I say? Looking at our commodities, pretty much red across the board, except for oil. So gold, 0.15 down. Silver, 0.94 down. But WTI, West Texas Intermediate, it's up almost 1%, 0.99. Gotta love it. Bitcoin down a big chunk, 1.62%. Ethereum, 1.43%. So, we can already see here's the star for the second part of the show. Nvidia, as we're heading towards the close, we got some downward pressure. Is this telling us that we could be in for a bad earnings? Could we be in for a bad earnings? We're going to see. We are going to see. Oh boy, what can I say? All right, let's take a look at the heat map. We will, of course, start with Canada. Got a little bit of green in here. Look at this. National Bank up 4.31%. Obviously, they had their earnings call today. This is earnings week in the Canadian banks. So that means Tuesday, our Tuesday video of next week, that's going to be our bank quarterly review. We got a lot of them in already. But yeah, National Bank looks like they had pretty good earnings today. We also got BMO up. Bank of Nova Scotia, their earnings not so good. They are down a little bit. Other than that, looking at the landscape, there is a lot of red. Loblaw's having a good day, up 1.51%. Canadian Tire. Now, Canadian Tire, I did want to mention something. So we talked on the weekend, well, I think it was the weekend before last, we talked about the fact that Canadian Tire has bought all of the brands from the Bay. Well, mistakenly, Mistakenly, I thought that included Zellers, but I found out today that does not include Zellers. So Canadian Tire owns all of the intellectual property of the Bay except for Zellers. So Zellers, I don't know what's happening with that. Wasn't able to find out. So don't know where Zellers is going, where the brand name for Zellers is going. So just something to keep in mind. All right, heading south of the border, and oh boy, a lot of red. Like right here, like we got Broadcom up 1.52. We got this little stock down here. I think this is one of the GE stocks. Let me take a look here. Yeah, GE Vernova. They're up as well, but for the most part, not so nice on the US side. It's yeah, pretty red, pretty red. Tesla down 1.29. Oh boy. Microsoft's down. Technically Meta's up 0.48, but nothing really to write home about. Nothing to write home about on the US side. We will be revisiting the US as I mentioned before, Nvidia dropping earnings today. And here's the thing with Nvidia, when Nvidia has a bad reaction to an earnings call, it can spill over into tech. So that could give us an idea of what's going on tomorrow. But in the meantime, let's head. Oh boy, look at all this red. Looking at the heat map for crypto, holy banana bread. That is a lot of red. Bitcoin down 2.51, Ethereum 2.43, XRP 4.35, Solana 4.78, Dogecoin 4.43. Now, of course, there is about 15,000 different little crypto coins out there. Most of them are what I like to call crap coins. Other people will use a different word, a slightly more vulgar word for them. But crap coins is what we'll use. And I'm going to grab a green one since we're having a red day. And let's just take a look at some random coin that I've never heard of. Here we go. What the banana bread is this? AIXCB by Virtuals? It's like, this is like an after hours game gone horribly wrong. I don't know what this is. Oh boy. I guess they're having a good day. They're worth 1.2 pennies a coin. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's brand new because the line seems to drop off back here at the beginning of the year. So maybe it's a game. Maybe it's a club. Maybe it's, I don't know. I really don't know. But, oh, this reminds me. All right, I'm going to show you guys something here in a minute. After we finish this, I want to show you guys because this is funny. All right, so yeah, AIXCB by Virtuals. Guys, don't invest in it. Not unless you read the green paper and you're really, really happy with what it's doing. Your best bet when it comes to crypto, stick to your big boys, your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, your Solana, and even, oh yes, even the Dogecoin. Oh boy. All right, before I go to the chat, some news broke today. Some Star Wars news. I know we don't cover Star Wars news, but this is just darn interesting. So back in the day, apparently the CIA was using Star Wars websites as a cover. So one of the ones, and let me just take here. Let me see. What was it? I think it's Star. Let's just type it. We're going to type it in here. All right. Star Wars web.net. So that is one of them. Now, and you're thinking that's not connected to the CIA, but watch. I'm going to hit enter and let's see where we go. Oh, we're at the CIA webpage. There we go. So apparently they had backdoor ways of logging into these Star Wars sites that they were setting up, and they were using that to pass along information. And I was just like, holy banana bread, that's insane. That's insane. Anyway, I had to tell somebody about it because I read that and it blew my mind. It blew my mind. All right. So enough of Star Wars. Let's hit the comments. Jim is in here first. Let's see. Hopefully I'll get in on this one. Kind of slow at work at the moment, but that can change. Oh yes. I think it's a rule at work. Anytime you have some distraction that you that you kind of want to do more than the work finds a way to pile up and drag you back into it. What can I say? Let's see. Brian is in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. King of Day says hello. Stan Gray in the house with a hello. The Nightbot's in there. So yeah, if you guys want a Friday show, you guys know the deal. 4 supers or gifted memberships or a combination, and bang, it happens. All right, Bill. Let's see. Bill says Nvidia's guidance gets more and more accurate as they get closer to capturing the entire market. So misses and beats are tiny. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes with Nvidia too, it boils down to not did they meet expectations. It's like, did you exceed expectations enough? You know, are the investors, are their thoughts, their expectations, are they overblowing? So, you can beat analysts' expectations, but if the overall investor base thinks you should be delivering the moon every single time, that can be an issue. So we're gonna have to, we'll see. Well, guys, we got 4 minutes until the bell, so we're definitely going to find out. Let's see, Rory. Afternoon. National Bank posted a beat. Yes, and we'll take a look at that as well after the bell. Paul says good afternoon. Larry comes in and says betting against Tesla on this Elon pump. I don't see them doing well with Toyota's 700-mile 5-minute charge EV. Was just told by Cybertruck management they're laying off half the employees there. Uh-oh. Trouble with the Cybertruck. Trouble with the Cybertruck. And it's not just that it looks like a dog's breakfast, but yeah. Probably a good call. Probably a good call. Vic says entrance delayed due to search for like button, but I'm here. Awesome. At least you found the like button. And this ties in, have a sip, right? Because guys, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm. You got nothing better to do in the next 30 seconds as I have a sip of coffee. That was a little more slurpy than I intended, but hey. Larry says they're hiring contractors for 18 instead of paying for Tesla employees average 26 plus benefits. Yeah. That kind of makes sense. Oh, and guys, in regards to the bell's a little loud. So if you don't like loud noise or you got earbuds in, always a good time to turn them down for that bell. We got about a minute, actually about 2.5 minutes, almost 2.5, for the bell. Vic says BYD kicking Tesla butt over there. Yeah, I can see that. Toyota's autonomous driving launched in China and is going into Indonesia next. Yeah. And here's the thing. I mean, Elon has made some really bad choices. He should never have gotten involved in politics. That has hurt. I mean, that's hurt his brand big time. He also probably shouldn't have done the Cybertruck. I don't know. It's funny. I will admit, though. Okay, well, I'm just checking. I got a minute and a half. I can say this in a minute and a half. So when I exercise in the morning, I usually watch driving videos. Like some of those 4K people. Just put driving because it's cool. It passes the time, and I got scenery that's moving as I'm exercising. Well, I did this one in California, and it was just funny. I was exercising along, and on the other side of the road, along came a Cybertruck. I was like, oh. They do have a customer, but it was just odd. It was odd to see a Cybertruck. So what can I say? All right, we got about 50 seconds to the bell. Larry says Tesla has Cybertrucks sitting on the lot from January. Yeah. Jim made it. I am here. Hopefully work. Hopefully work won't be that bad. Mary is saying, come on, people. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. It's not hard. And it does send it out. It sends it out to the to the folk. It sends it out to the folk. Paul says BYD vehicles are rust buckets underneath. Ooh, interesting. All right, guys, we got about 20 seconds. We got 20 seconds to the bell, and I got the bell here. I'm ready. I'm ready with the bell. I'm ready. I'm gonna come on to this bell. Oh yeah, that's Wednesday. Wednesday gets a moderate amount of bellage, but there will be bellage here in about 3 seconds. 2, 1. Here we go. And it is the bell. Market's closed. The market is officially closed. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. Let's head back to the CIA. And then somebody who's just joining right now is probably going, what? Why are we going to the CIA? That's fine. All right. So yeah, coming back in. Look at this already. Nvidia had a nice big drop at the end. Now we are moving into the post. Now, so far, they're actually up a tiny bit. They're up a tiny bit on the post, so that's not too shabby. All right, there's a few different things though that I did want to touch on. First of all, guys, I want to talk a tiny bit about Air Canada. I'll bring Air Canada up in here. All right. Oh, they already are. All right, I'm going to delete them and add them. Then that way there it drops them right at the bottom. Okay. There we go. Good old Air Canada. So as you guys know, I have a I got a little bit of a swing trade going on with Air Canada. So the general idea, and we could actually, this will be fantastic. Let's do this. I'm just going to create a couple of lines here. That line is blue. We can't use the blue line for this. We'll use a purple line. We'll use a slightly purple line. All right, so I need 2 of these. All right. There we go. All right, so the general idea with Air Canada is when they are below $17. So right here, there we go. I'm just going to drag this over. There we go. So yeah, when they're below that line, I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy, and I'll buy monthly. And then the thought was to sell at actually about 21. I think I was thinking about 21. All right, and I'm just going to drag that over as well. There we go. So yeah, so this is my no buy zone, and we're in the no buy zone because, as you know, they had their earnings, and their last earnings here, and we can see it right here. They blew away here, 13.78% expectations on the earnings. A little down on the revenue, but that was actually expected. That was expected, and that's fine. But they absolutely blew, and now they're slowly creeping up. So here's the conundrum I have. Here's my conundrum, and I'm going to move this over a bit. Do I think they're going to get up to my line? No, I don't. I don't think they're going to get up to my line, but I do think they could get a little higher. They might. It's possible they could get to 20, but I think right now, while Trump is not rattling the tariff cage, I think they're going to move forward. I think they're going to move forward around this area for a bit. Now, here's the thing. And this is I haven't made a decision yet, but it's popping in the back of my head because right now in the 0 to 100K challenge, I am up big time. I'm up big time on Air Canada. So I am currently about 32.49% up. So that's not too shabby. It's a nice little amount up. But here's my thoughts. If I know this is going back down into my zone, do I maybe just take the profits? Do I maybe take these profits, wait for Trump's next battle round, and then, of course, I have to wait a month, of course, if I take the profits. Wait for, Trump to mess things up again, and then rebuy everything back down in here. That's the thought. I'm thinking about it, and I know a few of you are probably, who are doing your Air Canada trades, are probably thinking about it too. So it's something in my mind. If you are currently doing an Air Canada swing, what do you think? Is this something you're thinking do? Because, I can look at it this way. If it takes a year to get up to this line, and they're going to head back down, well, it might take sense. It might make a lot of sense to take some profits now and get back. All right. Nightbot again about the supers. And we got a new Nightbot thing. I'm playing with some stuff over on the merch site. So I played with a coupon. I tried to create a coupon. So we do have this one coupon. It's 15% off everything in the merch store. Now there's a limit of 25. And what that means is it only works for the next 25 items. Not like we're going to get anywhere even remotely close to that. But anyway, it is up there. And it's a promo code. I think the actual code, I think you can manually enter the code too. It's like banana 15 or something like that. Anyway, a Nightbot just brought that up as well. Bleak is in the house with a hey all. Hello, Bleak. Good to see you. And Larry's got, I think it's a bear. I think that's a bear. And Rory says, I was late. I was too late to get into Air Canada. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, that Air Canada thing is something that I am, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it for sure. Oh boy, you know what? Let's head back over. Let's head back over here to, here we go, Nvidia, just to see if we got any more movement yet. We're now down a tiny bit, but as of right now, we don't have any data yet. We'll wait. Like the actual video conference, so they do a call and they do like a presentation. That presentation itself doesn't happen until 5 p.m. Eastern. So that's still an hour away, but we should have data drops well before that. So we should definitely have some data to see how that's going to go. That's going to be definitely interesting. Oh, the next video, by the way, because as you guys know, our last video of the month, that is the channel members' choice. So the channel members choose that one, and they chose gold income ETF. So we are going to look at those covered call gold ETFs for that video. So that's going to be cool. I can't wait. All right. And I mentioned before the bell about Bell. So one of the big things that Bell is looking to do is Bell wants to get, and let's go big. We'll go big screen for a moment. Bell wants to get more and more into AI. So they are looking at creating a whole bunch of AI centers over in, BC, where they can get some relatively cheap energy. Although, you can get cheap energy in Quebec too. So I'm not sure why they're not building in Quebec as well. But let me just see here. And they have, actually, Bell has a name for it. And let's actually, give me a second, guys. You know what? Let me put this over here. And I'm going to bring this up here. There we go. So this is the story here. So yeah, they're looking at setting up 6 AI data centers in BC. It's something they're calling Bell AI Fabric. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see. I think they're going to set up the first one this year, but and then have another one by the end of the year. It's interesting. It is interesting, but that's kind of where Bell is heading. Could this? And we are always talking about Bell. We're always talking about how Bell has been down, and of course they had that big dividend cut. So could this be their way back? Could they, could this be a trend that might actually be part of the path back for Bell? We'll have to see. It's going to be interesting. It will absolutely be interesting for sure. Paul saying that Tesla is up in the after hours. Oh, really? Let's take a look. I have Tesla right over here. Let's take a look here. Yeah, they're up a little bit. 360.70. So yeah, they're up about $4. Not too shabby. Let's see. Rumors of XAI and Tesla merging. Well, you gotta realize, Elon has been very adamant that Tesla is not a car company, that Tesla is an AI company. So if Tesla is an AI company, and I mean XAI, yeah, I can definitely see things merging. The big thing I have right now is that, Grok, that's the that's the AI that they use on X. Grok is not. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good, and that might be why Bell is going back to that Bell story, that's probably why Bell is partnering up with Grok in those data centers. So Grok is not too bad. Grok, one of the things I do like about Grok, and I'll be the first to admit it, when I'm making pictures like for the news show, and I need a picture of Donald Trump, Grok's the only one who's going to make it for me. Everybody else will be like, no, it goes against our content creation guidelines. I'm like, what? I just want a picture of Donald Trump dancing, but Grok, no problem. Grok will do it. Grok will do it. So yeah, I do like that about Grok, but yeah. Of course, Google as well. Their AI, I think it's Claude 4 now. Some of their AI is getting really, really good, and it's getting crazy in the AI space. I almost feel like we should have a. I always thought that would be fun to do. Like, you remember back, was it last year? We did that crypto night in Canada special where we just talked about crypto. I really think we could easily do an AI night. Now, I think we could do an AI night, like a little bit of an extra stream. Now, if we do that, I got to find some AI people to bring in, but I think that would be really cool. But right now we're waiting. We're waiting on Nvidia. So Nvidia still sitting here. They're a little up now, 135.47. So nothing has really broken yet news-wise, but I imagine pretty soon. Paul says Tesla targeting robo-taxi June 12th, launch early access. This is going to be an interesting thing. If this robo-taxi goes over well, that could be a big day for Tesla. But conversely, if that robo-taxi event doesn't go well, yeah, it could be a pretty big slide. Like, I don't think we're in a situation where Tesla is in any danger of like disappearing. It could be very interesting. Now, and Larry's making a good point here. Only 2 cars. So yeah, we're not starting. It's not like we're starting with a whole fleet of cars. There's a couple of cars, which is smart if you think about it, because it does make it a little bit easier to almost ensure that things go right, because that's what you want. You want a positive thing. Tesla's kind of in a, I'd like to say, I don't want to say a rebranding, but they almost are in a reputation repair status. So they certainly need to do a lot of stuff. Now, even SpaceX yesterday had a little bit of a snafu, one of their heavy rockets. And now it's a snafu, but at the same time, it's also an accomplishment because the rocket made it higher than any other of their big, they're really big heavy load rocket type things. It made it really high before they lost control of it, and as it was coming back. So, it's going to be interesting because these are the rockets that once SpaceX has them perfected, these are going to be the rockets that are going to start taking some of that stuff to Mars. Like if we want a manned mission to Mars, these rockets are going to be going to Mars first. They're going to be taking all of that stuff there, supplies, the stuff to build habitats, all of that will be, that'll all be, and I wouldn't be surprised. And this is one of those things when you look at the robot push that Elon is on, I bet you these robots are going to be there building the stuff so that by the time we get our people, once actual humans arrive at Mars, the robots will probably already built a habitat and it'll probably all be set up. So it could be very interesting. All right, let's see. Larry says it'll take 6 to 8 months to go full production, knowing how it's worked at the Texas factory. Yeah, that's the thing. And it'll be interesting. I mean, if these first couple of cars work amazingly, then yeah, you could see them heading in that direction. But I think they're going to take it. I think they're going to take it with ginger steps. Just baby steps, not ginger, but baby steps. I think that's the way we're going to go for sure. Jim says there are lots of people that got the schooling for the IT industry, and there's lots of university and colleges teaching that stuff. So putting in AI infrastructure would make sense in BC plus the power. Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you've got a lot of the people there for sure. And I think with me, it's just, don't put all your eggs in one basket, spread them around. And maybe that's what they do long term. Maybe they're just starting in BC, and maybe they will move into the east as well. So no, but I think BC, yeah, you've got a lot of people. You could almost call BC Silicon Valley North in many ways. Let's see. Larry says, I'm a bull for Tesla in 2030, just not right now. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Egyptian AI giants will put in the bricks. Maybe. That's actually that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. I was thinking of like an AI in the shape of a pyramid and the bricks. That is kind of interesting for sure. So what can I say? What can I say? It's time for some coffee. That's what I can say. Oh, definitely good. Definitely good. I like it. All right. All right. Let me see here. All right. Now, we were talking a little bit. So, as we're still waiting for Nvidia to drop in some information, I wanted to kind of mention that I was talking a lot about their guidance. So, a lot of that guidance for basically guidance for next year, that's all going to be a big focal point when it comes to how these results are going to be turned out. Now, it's kind of becoming a normal thing that Nvidia beats estimates, and that's going to happen absolutely. Right now, we're expecting roughly 43.2 billion in Q1 revenue, and you know, hopefully they'll beat that. I'd love to see them beat that big time. That would certainly be good. It could create a strong outlook for sure. That would, of course, mitigate some of their concerns about margins, export issues, all of that fun stuff. The other interesting thing as well, Blackwell has been kind of a big issue as well because of that GPU. There's been issues with their performance and supply constraints up till now. Right now, in the first quarter, they're looking at about 11 billion in production. So, and that's kind of an amazing demand. So that's kind of going in their favor. That's going in their favor for sure. It really, basically what we want is we want some updates. We're looking for updates on Blackwell's production ramp and any kind of resolution of technical issues that they have run into in the past. So these will be kind of big, I think, when determining how we're going to see Nvidia move. And we're talking sooner than later here because, we should be getting data fairly soon. I haven't seen it. Now, mind you, I am talking to you guys. So, we'll have to see. All right. We got a couple more comments in here. Brian says, Bell cannot afford the AI project to fail. Agreed. 100% agreed. They need this to work. They need it to move in the right direction. And I think since they have changed up a lot of stuff in Bell, and since they've been trying to right the ship, they've been making some good moves. Like cutting that dividend was a great move. I think this is another good move. I think it's a good move, but they definitely cannot afford to fail. Let's see. Brian goes on to say they don't have any extra money as it is. They don't need negative earnings on AI as well as the debt. Yeah, absolutely. But now, mind you, they have more money than you think they have, because you got to remember a lot of that money is still tied up. Like they're still, everybody thinks all of the 5G stuff is all taken care of, but it's not. It's not. It's taken care of in the cities. It's taken care of in all of our urban centers, but the rural rollout is still going on. So there is still money being diverted into that. So they do have more money than we think they have, but nonetheless, yeah, they still can't afford. They still can't afford for this not to work. So, obviously, I'm all for this working because I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good move in the right direction for sure. Junior says, Tesla is my largest position, and I am finally getting done with the swing trading in in and out phase and doing more of the holding for long term after this. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things like with some of these volatile companies, it's easy to do a lot of swing trading and it can be profitable. It can also cause your hair to go gray earlier than it should. But at the same time, um, you know, yeah, long term, if you're looking at a long-term investment, I think Tesla's a fine long-term investment. If anything, you'll have lots of opportunity to buy the dip during the volatility, but yeah, for sure. Let's see. You can turn on extended market in trading view. It is on. It's right here. It's moving along right now. Look, right now we are getting a movement up. We're getting a movement up. Look at this, 137. So yeah. Well, I guess okay. It can't make up its mind. Now it's down. It's kind of that real-time reaction to what's going on. But yeah, this here is extended. The extended is in here. I mean, this is good enough. This is good enough for sure. All right, now Rory. Rory's saying Bell is notorious for making very bad decisions with this current management structure. Yeah, they have made a lot of bad decisions. They've absolutely, but, and here's the thing: you could argue. I mean, and this is one point. When I first saw that it was Grok, I'm like, okay, Grok is a good AI, but there is that connection, of course, to Elon, XAI, well, X in particular. That may not go over well with some people, but it is a good AI. So, it's interesting that they didn't try to pursue, unless maybe they did. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard the backstory. Maybe they did try to pursue with OpenAI. Maybe OpenAI didn't like the idea, but for now, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that this works because, oh boy, I really don't. Here's the thing. Imagine a world where Bell actually completely fails. Like we're talking, liquidating the company failure. That would leave us with, Telus and Rogers. And I don't think that's a situation that we would want to be in. And I don't think that would happen. Honestly, Bell has deeper pockets than most people realize. So I think they're fine. But I still would like to see this. I want to see Bell rebound. I want to see them be successful again. But right now, we need something to happen. Paul says, do the stock analysts use AI to summarize the release? I don't know. I honestly don't know if they do or not, but AI keeps getting better and better. So sometimes it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. Paul says, I sent the CEO of TELUS the odd email to dump the dividend and put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Well, there we go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's look at what it's done for strategy. Strategy's doing absolutely fantastic. And as we're saying this, look at this, guys. Nvidia, we're up to 139. 139 now in the post market. So could that be good? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Let's see. Paul says Nvidia volatile bar, and Junior is saying true. Plenty of dip buying opportunities in Tesla. Yeah. Tesla is one of those ones that, there's absolutely lots of opportunity for sure. Paul says, if you go to the bottom right under session, then you see the candles. Oh, really? I see. I did not know this. All right. Let me take a look here. Bottom right under session. Oh boy. Let's see. Adjust data for dividends. Paul, you know something that I don't know. You know something I don't know. Yeah, I have no clue, Paul, where you're talking about. I'm not seeing what you're talking about. All right. But at least, well, we still have this. But at the same time, now I'm looking, Paul. You got me looking here. Let's see. Well, you said the bottom right. That's down in here. Let's see, chat, notifications, community, options, yield, calendars, screeners. Yeah, I don't know where it is, Paul. I don't know where it is. Um, Jim says, I live in the coast of northern BC. It's great. There are lots of places where cell phones don't get a signal. No darn phone to bother you. Well, yeah, that's always nice. Let's see. Hit the gear at the bottom right, and session is near the bottom of the pop-up. Okay, the gear. This gear? Oh, here we go. Ooh, all right. Oh, I like this. All right. Guys, here's the beautiful thing about a community, right? I have a lot of answers, but I don't got them all. And between Paul and Junior, look at this. Now we got candles. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. This is fantastic. And guys, let's make it a little bigger. Let's make it a little bigger. And I'm going to make it bigger still. And we'll stretch it out a bit. There we go. We can watch this big green candle here. That's absolutely cool. All right. Rory says, is that the free version of TradingView? Yeah, I mean, even with the free trading, you should be able to have access to this. The big difference is with the free version, you will get a delay. Now, I don't know how that delay affects the after hours, because I know that with the free version, you normally have a 15-minute delay on things. So I don't know. I don't know. Press the hexagon by the price. Yeah, we're there. We're there. We're there. We got it. We got it. All right. Whew. There we go. I like it. I like it. That's easier. That's actually much easier for folks to see on their screen. So I like that. Thank you, guys. Oh, so good. So very, very good. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, no, there's a lot. It's interesting when it comes to tools. A lot of times, the free version will give you a lot more than you think, but they like to take that one little thing that makes things inconvenient and put that behind the paywall on you. Yahoo Finance. Now, I love Yahoo Finance, and I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys. This kind of annoys me. Let's go into Yahoo. All right, here we go. Yahoo Finance. Now, before in the olden days, and we'll use Bird. We'll use Bird Construction. Why not? Whoops. BDT.to. Here we go. All right. So in the old days, one of the things that I thought was really good. So when I'm doing my calculations, so when I'm doing total returns and stuff like that, I used to be able to come in here and just go into my historical data, and then choose dividends, choose my time frame. But I'm just gonna go the 5 years. Let's go the 5 years. So there's all their dividends right there. I used to be able to just download them, but now look at this. Since they made their changes recently, they've now put, and I'll click on the download. You gotta sign up. You gotta sign up. You gotta pay them money. And was it you, Rory, who said that you can't do it in Canada? You have to be in the US. So I lost that functionality, because before I could just click on the download and it would drop it all in a document for me, and then I could just copy and paste and drop it all in. Now, if I wanted to use their data and go to the dividends, I gotta manually type these in. I'm like, because there's no way to really, I suppose you could try to highlight like that. I don't think that'll work very well. So it's I'm gonna have to find another site where I can have a downloadable version of all of their dividends. So, like this is one that even if I wanted to, I don't. This is one I think I'm pretty sure I can't actually subscribe. So, not good at all. Let's see. Paul says, paid for premium TradingView at Christmas or New Year's. Premium has more indicators than free. Yeah, it does. Absolutely. That's the big thing. You get the indicators, and then you can pay a little bit extra for different stock markets to get instant reports on them. Um, so that's kind of cool. Now, what I normally would recommend, guys, if you're gonna get into something like TradingView, never sign up at full price. They regularly have sales on where you get a huge discount. So Black Friday, I think, is the best. Black Friday is a great day to sign up because you'll get a crazy discount, like more than, I think it's more than 50% off. It's really big. They also have a pretty big spring sale, which I don't know if it's still on, but um, that's a good question. Is it still on? I think it might be. I think it might be off. I think it might be off. I don't know. Let me see here. What's new? No, yeah, no, it was showing actually if I refresh it, nope. Nope, no sign of their spring deal, but it now put me on Bitcoin. All in our process to find out. There we go. There's our Nvidia right here. So we're still, in there. We want to see I want to see it go up higher. I like watching Nvidia go up. So, but yeah, so and especially a lot of these paid services, look for the sales because quite literally you can save a ton of money if you even need them. Um, One of the other things, like for example, simplywall.st, they have a great site. They have a lot of great information, but they'll only give you five. I think it's five. They only let you do 5 companies a month where you get the full rundown. Now, that's not a lot. So if you do their paid version, you'll get 30. But here's the thing. They, you sign up with an email. They use your email to limit the 5. So if you've got a couple different emails, and a lot of people do, like some people, for example, you might have an email that you just use for signing up stuff. And I highly recommend that you have that because that's going to save you a whole bunch of stuff coming in. Because sometimes you'll sign up for something and they'll throw you on mailing lists, and you'll get inundated with all kinds of spam. So yeah, if you've got a couple different email addresses like that, sign up with simplywall.st with each of them, and then you've got 5 on this one, 5 on this one, and maybe you get another one with 5. And there, all of a sudden, you've got 15 companies that you can do a deep dive through them on. So a good way to do it without having to drop a whole bunch of money, because everybody's looking for those dollars. And sometimes these, like, oh my gosh, like it's expensive. Like I think this one here, if you want a half decent thing, if you buy it regular price, it's something crazy like 200, maybe 200, $300 for the year. It's really expensive. But if you get it like I said, if you get it when it's on sale, you'll save yourself a ton for sure. Jim says, let's see, I did the discount for Simply Wall, but I am not going to resub for that one again. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I did once. I subbed for them once, but then I realized I could just use the multiple email addresses, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to pay for that. I can do that, no problem. Let's see, on Google Sheets. Oh, interesting. Or are you saying that you just the Yahoo thing? Is that what you were talking about? Sort of copy and pasting it over to Google Sheets. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Because yeah, what I use Excel. I use Excel for pretty much everything. So I probably should learn. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a difference, I think, between Google Sheets and Excel. Like I think most of the formulas are pretty much the same. But anyway, all of the fun. And we're still looking here. Oh, I want to see where Air Canada ended up. Oh, look, they actually came down a little bit, 1936. So just come over here. Of course, on this one, we do not have a extended hours, because you don't have that on the Canadian stuff. So, all right. Yeah, absolutely. Google as well. Yeah, Google came down. Just wondering what they're doing in the after hours. Let's see. Where are they? Oh, that's right. I'm in the thing. So it's actually here. I was looking for the thing I'm used to looking for. So that's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. All right. I was hoping to see some more action here. I was hoping to see some more action here over here on our well, let's get back up here. Oops, there we go. Up to Nvidia. Bang. Here we go. All right. So yeah, right now we're sitting at 138. I don't have any data yet. Let's check here on the news. Let's see here. Oh, we got something. We got a little bit of something. All right, so they've surpassed their revenue forecast for their ninth straight quarter. That's good. That's good. Let's see. The next report is crucial due to new export rules on AI chips set to China and potential market openings. Yeah, that's another thing too. Um, luckily, luckily that pause that China put on is going to be, well, put on China and the tariffs. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. But yeah, I think I think this is going to be good. So far, it's looking pretty good. So let's see here. Their Q1 results, they boost the tech sector, but supply issues with its Blackwell GPUs and potential export limits on H20 chips. All right, well, there we go. There's a little bit of the concern. There's some of the hesitation. That's the stuff that's keeping them from exploding. Let's see here. Their full year rack shipments have been revised up over 50% due to strong AI demand. That's good. That is good. Let's see, hyperscalers like Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, despite investor model. All right, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. All right, we're definitely seeing some stuff in here. Let's, all right, I'm going to pull into, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I only meant to click it once. I just wanted to pull the news up in here. All right, perfect. So now this gives us everything in here, what's going on. All right. And I don't have anything in here yet, but we know their revenue is up. So that 43.34 billion estimate, we know that that has been broken, but by how much? I do not know yet. Let me see here. All right, that's on their. Give me a second here. Let's pull this up. And Q1 visualization review. 39.1 and Q2 45. Well, we'll see when it pops in here. We'll see it when it pops in here. EQB. Are they tomorrow? I'm not sure if it's tomorrow. I know they are this week because I do add a little bit on EQB as well as Laurentian Bank when I do the review. Let me just add EQ Bank here, and this will tell us. All right. So yeah, here we go. Earnings. No, their earnings are today. It looks, let's say it's saying here 28th of May. So it looks like they're an after hours earning. Don't see anything in here yet, but let's take a look here. Morning news call, expected to post earnings of, okay. Yeah, there's nothing in here yet, but it does look like, well, it's showing here today at, anyway, at 2000 hours. So that's a little bit away. That's a little further away. That's like what is that? 8 o'clock? I think. Yeah, I think that's at 8 o'clock. Oh, that's an odd time to be dropping earnings, but hey, why not? CIBC2 and Royal Bank. Yeah, we'll have by the end of the week, by Friday, we'll have everything. We'll have it all for sure. Paul says, I just revived my $11 paid license for Microsoft Office Pro 2013. Had an email from years ago when I could buy Microsoft software, and it worked. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, do you guys remember the days when you actually would own Microsoft Office? I think now you can't unless you have an old copy. It's pretty much all online. It's like you're paying yearly to use it. Yeah, pretty crazy. Actually, what's interesting is, oh, sorry, go back. We'll go to Larry in a second. What's really interesting is that, oh, sorry. I was looking over here to see what are they doing, and I realized we're not on Nvidia. All right, let's just get ourselves back over to, whoops, and here we go. There we go. There they are. Ooh, 140. They went up there for a moment. But yeah, what I was going to say is somebody was telling me back in the early days, early 2000s, somebody was telling me, "Oh yeah, we'll get to a point where you won't even own your own computer. You'll just sort of plug into the internet, and that'll be kind of the way of the future. Like you won't own your software, you won't own this and that." And I was like, no, no, I gotta have my copies of Windows and everything else. Back then I liked Windows. Um, but yeah, we're kind of there. We're kind of there. Let's see. I think holding the chips is a sure thing. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. EPS 0.96 versus estimate of 0.75. Oh, is that what we're getting? All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, so let's see. Estimate was 735. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, I like that. I like that. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Rory, I use Open Office for spreadsheets, etc. Open source programs. Yeah. I The problem is they had me hooked, right? I was hooked on the Office products and I know how to use them really, really well. So it's like, no, no. Let's see. Paul says, there we go. I have Excel spreadsheet that needs at least version 2010 or higher. The thin client. All right. Oh, and we'll get back to Bill in a second. Mr. B has joined our membership. So Mr. B is a new channel member. Welcome, welcome. As a new channel member, you get to watch videos one day early. So Tuesday's video, sorry, and this, I guess the next one coming up, Friday's video, you'll get to see that tomorrow afternoon. Fantastic. Also, channel members get to vote on the last video of the month. They also get an exclusive live stream every month. Oh boy. That's fantastic. And that does count. That does count towards Friday's show. So that means if you guys are looking to have a show Friday, 3 supers or 3 gifted memberships or a membership for yourself, that counts. And that will get us a show on Friday. All right. Now back to Bill. All right, let's take a look here. Nvidia, 4.41 billion in revenue. Let's see here. 0.96 per share earnings as per Yahoo article. Still waiting on TradingView to update. Yeah, it's taking its time. But look, right now, 140.41. So Nvidia's having a good move right now. They are having a very good move. Jersky's in the house. You will own nothing and be happy. Exactly. It's like you own nothing. Well, I mean, I'm okay with owning nothing as long as they're giving me good stuff. As long as you're giving me good stuff, I am happy. Oh, you know what, guys, I've never really thought about this with channel memberships, but that's worthy of being the GOAT. Channel membership, you get the GOAT. You get the GOAT. Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Junior says EQB investor relations site says earnings tonight after hours and conference call tomorrow at 10:30. Yeah, so 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is what things we're looking at for sure. All right. And Rory says, I shall endeavor to own the North and be happy. Ooh, I guess that would make you a Stark if you're using Game of Thrones references. And Jim says being a member just rocks. Well, thank you, Jim. I like that. All right, we got ourselves a super in here from from Paul, and just as quickly as that, Paul becomes the new GOAT. We got a new GOAT in Paul, absolutely. And Paul, you don't get to keep it very long because in comes Mary with a super sticker and holy banana bread. Thank you, Mary. That takes Mary to the GOAT. Mary is now the GOAT. So guys, we are one super or membership thingy wingy, whatever we want to call it, away from a Friday show. So I'm pretty sure you guys are going to do it. Let's jump over here to I think it's Paul. Here we go. When you are in your late 50s, you buy less stuff. Probably true. Probably true. Now, yeah, hopefully it's because you already got everything. I used to notice that, like, in my 20s, if somebody asked me, like my mom, we'll stick to my mom. What do you want for your birthday? I'd have a lot of things that I want. It's like, well, here's a list. My 30s. What do you want for your birthday? I still had a list, but it was, instead of 10 items, it was maybe 5. Then my 40s. It's like, I'm not sure if I want anything. And now we're at a point where it's just send me an e-transfer. I'll invest it or something. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it gets that way as you get older. Absolutely. Going to be strange when all the Gen X are senior citizens. Yes. Good old Gen X. I'm in the Gen X group. We're that generation that everyone forgets. It's like, people are like, yeah, you got the old folks, the boomers, and then you got the millennials, and then you got the zoomers. It's like, wait a minute. There's another generation in there. We're the daredevil generation. Gen X. Like, we're the ones that when we were kids, we could do anything we wanted. We could do dangerous stuff. We were allowed. We could ride in the back of trucks without seatbelts. We could ride in the bed of a truck. I mean, we could pretty much do anything that a parent today would look at it, and if their kid asked if they wanted to do it, they would be like, no, I think you need Adderall if you're thinking about doing that. So, yeah, we're that generation. And that is probably why most there's this one reputation that Gen X has, is that we just don't give an F, and it's probably true. It eats the bugs. I like that. Rory, very strange, Paul. I still remember the 80s playing video games. So like what? Oregon Trail. Actually, back in the 80s, there was also a video game game that was really popular. A couple of them. One were the Ultima games. The Ultima games came out, and you'd have like, kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing, and the graphics, of course, weren't very good. There was also Leisure Suit Larry. Did any of you guys ever play Leisure Suit Larry? Strange games. I'm glad games have come much further along than that now. Jim says, every time I buy something, I think about how much it will be in a year if I invested it. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good way to look at things. It's like, right now I'm planting a seed. How much of a plant am I going to have a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? $140. Yeah. $140 Nvidia. Let's go higher, Nvidia. Let's go to 150. Come on. Probably won't, but Atari, ColecoVision, Commodore 64s, Amigas, good times. Oh yeah. No, there were some good games. Excuse me. I remember like some of the early Atari games when you had, like, back in the day when you had Pac-Man, or my favorite. One of my favorites was Frogger. It was my pace. It's like, I'm just leaping a frog across the road. I'm good. And then you become great at Frogger when you realize one thing, that you can jump backwards. And that way there you don't get eaten by a crocodile or hit by a car. If you can't move forwards, go backwards, guys. It worked. But I was pretty good at Frogger. Not a champion, but pretty good. In fact, in the 90s, Seinfeld had an episode about a Frogger machine. That I loved that episode because it brought back a lot of memories of Frogger. Pong. Oh boy. That was the first game I ever saw. My dad brought home this thing, and he's like, I'm gonna hook it up to the TV. And it's like, well, what does it do? Is it an antenna? It's like, no, it's a game. I'm like, what? And then you see it, just these little paddles moving up and down. But oh boy, did we all fight over that. Everybody wanted to play it. But yeah, I remember Pong. Paul says, I had a Radio Shack color computer from 1984, the Color Computer 3, 1986, first PC 1992. Oh boy. And I remember as well, like like even the little VIC 20s. It's like, you didn't even have discs at that point. You were using cassette tapes. You were actually record, and all it would do is it would record a bunch of sounds on the cassette tape. So, because if you played it back, you'd hear like boop beep 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 boop. It was like R2D2 having a good time. I mean, it was fun, but it was slow. It was slow. All right, Rory had the trash 80s too. Jersky saying Pong was the best. Well, I mean, it was the first time, right? The first time. Junior says, I'm so old. I remember our first TV that had a clicker. Literally made a click sound to change channels. Discover you could shake a pocket full of quarters and it made the channel. Really? I never actually saw one of those. But I'll tell you, here's the funny thing. Like, I used to spend my weekends at my grandparents. So one of the things I used to do, like, because my grandparents didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't have cable TV. But if I took a wire coat hanger and I would put it in the back of the TV and I would bend it in all kinds of funny shapes, I could get a couple of the cable channels, so I could watch some cartoons Saturday morning. Now, eventually we got cable, but that was back before the cable. That was always kind of fun that we could do that. Let's see, cell phones were the size of boxes back then. Yeah, I remember my cousin. She had one of the first cell phones, and it was quite literally, it's almost like a briefcase that she was carrying with the giant headset that was, it was just big. It was like a brick. Well, that's why they called them a brick. But yeah, absolutely. I remember getting our first color TV. Now, luckily for me, my first TV was a color TV, but it was the 70s. So a lot of shows, a lot of the reruns were still in black and white. So for example, I think like the first season of Gilligan's Island was in black and white. And so yeah, some shows would be in black and white. Everything else would mostly be in color. But yeah. I mean, technology has absolutely exploded. Rory's watching the TSLA, watching Tesla run up. Are they running up, really? Let's take a gander here for a second. Oh, look at that. Look at that. 361. So Tesla's having a good time as well. Having a good time. Not Nvidia good time. Look, they're getting up there. 140 and 89 cents. They might get to 141. They might get to 141. Oh, Nvidia. Okay, there we go. There we go. Larry says, I'm getting into this isn't music stage. You know what the next stage is after that, Larry? Hey, you kids, get off my damn lawn. That's your next stage after that. Yeah, I'm at that. It's funny. It's funny. Like, a lot of the music, a lot of my initial music growing up, I listened to some stuff in the 70s, but for the most part, my teenage years in the 80s, that's when all the music was awesome. And I still love all that 80s music. And you guys know we get off on tangents every so often here about the 80s. But here's where I'm getting. Once, I adapted to the 90s and I still listen to some of the 80s stuff. And, then the 2000s came. And at that point, I kind of craved for the 80s, but I would still try to listen to new stuff. And we're finally at a stage, and I'm there, where it's kind of like I'm just like, I love the 80s stuff. Why am I trying to find that odd song from today that I get? Or not that I get. I mean, I can get the music, and every so often a song comes along that I absolutely love, but I love the 80s stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm giving into it. I'm giving into it. If that means I'm turning into a fuddly dud, then I'm turning into a fuddly dud, and I'm okay with that. I will double down on that. I will. 141. I'm liking it. Paul says, we didn't have cable for years and had a black and white TV until sometime after 1976 or later. Oh, wow. Yeah. And, here's the funny thing. I mean, the funny thing is, if you could go back and talk to yourself at that age and try to explain to them what the future was going to look like today, I don't think we would. I wouldn't have believed me. I would have I would have been like, no, no. I hope you're right, but no. All right. Brian says my OAS came in today. I bought 30 oily and 50 Utes. There we go. Yeah. I mean, I like both of I like both of those. Definitely. And they're both I believe they're both Evolve. They're both Evolve ETFs. Definitely good ones. Definitely. Let's see. Paul says I bought Nvidia yesterday at 135. Oh, you're in. You're making some profit. You're making some profit. Oh, and you know what we forgot to mention, guys? Last night, the Oilers won again. I reckon Rory's mentioning the Leafs. So but yeah, the Oilers are now up 3-1. It's looking like they're going to go to the final. That's exciting. That is exciting. Jay, a Raspberry Pi 4, which is a credit card sized computer, can now emulate a PlayStation 2, and it costs about $100. The other part of tech has gone cheap in terms of computing power. Oh yeah, well you take your iPhone or your Samsung. You've got more computing power than NASA had when they put a man on the moon. That's insane. And Jim says Hockey Night in Canada back in the day. Yes. My family watched a lot of hockey when I was a kid. My grandparents, so, me and my grandma, we'd be lying on the couch. My grandfather would be in his chair. And I'd be waiting for the intermission because they had Peter, I think it was Peter Puck. I think that was his name, a little cartoon Puck. I wanted to watch the cartoon Puck. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was great. So yeah, back in the day, yeah, things change, unfortunately. I mean, some things for the better, some things for the worse, but what can I say? All right, guys, we are getting towards the end. If you got your last minute questions, get them in. We'll hit them up. It looks to me like tomorrow will be a good day for tech because if Nvidia does good, and right now 141.36, that's going to be good for tech overall. And well, here, I'm kind of curious. Let's see if we got anything moving in the after hours. Let's go to Meta. We'll go to Meta. Yeah, look at this. Meta's up. Google's up a little bit. Now that Google was already up from some of the stuff the other day. Let's see here. And well, MicroStrategy's up a little bit, but they're more tied to everything else. I wanted Microsoft. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for Microsoft. Where's Microsoft? There's Misty. Where is here's Microsoft down here. All right. Yeah, Microsoft as well. So that tends to be good. Nvidia has a good day, like I said, the others do as well. They're doing good. Let's see. Oilers versus Gary Bettman, round 2, maybe. I think they're going to be fine. Mary mentions Harold Ballard. That's right. He used to own the Maple Leafs and make a lot of dumb moves, if I remember correctly. I remember people complaining about him all the time. It's like, yep, every time the Leafs have a chance of doing well, he trades away their star player or something like that. But Oilers lost Hyman for the season. Uh-oh. Well, hopefully. Well, they got a good goalie. I mean, if like Skinner can win a game on his own, that's a good thing to have. Like if you want success in the playoffs, you want a goalie who can win a game, and he has shown that he can. So I like that. That's fantastic. And guys, we are one. By the way, we're one super, or gifted membership, or membership for yourself. We're one away from a Friday show. So if you guys want to nail that into the coffin there before we head out here, because I think it would be fun to come back on Friday. I think it would be fun. Yeah, absolutely. All right. And hopefully by Friday, we'll have the Oilers in the final. So I'd like to see them just wrap it up. Let's get that 4-1. Get it done. All of that fun stuff. And look at this, 141.70. So Nvidia they just might make it. Well, they probably are going to make it to 142. So we'll have to see. All right. Let's see. Trump announcing all the judges got Truth Social bombed with notifications. Oh boy. Yep. Exactly. Exactly, Rory. Paul has come to the rescue, guys. We do have a Friday show because that is our fourth. That is our fourth. And that returns the GOAT status to Paul. Congratulations. You rock. You guys, well, you guys all rock. You all rock. But Paul just has that little bit of extra goatitude right now. He has that extra goatitude. And yeah, look at that. 141.82. I imagine that's going to go up a little bit. And Paul says join Truth Social for Trump stock alerts. That's not a bad idea. You know, like if you had been paying attention when he did that tariff stuff the last time where it caused that big giant pump in the market. If you had taken advantage of that, you could have certainly made some money for sure. So yeah, it's not too shabby. It's not too shabby at all. I do love it. Nightbot. They did it, Nightbot. They did it. So shut up. Go away, Nightbot. I'm too abusive to the Nightbot. But and then someday the Nightbot will gain sentience as AI continues, and I'll probably be in trouble. But that's okay. All right, guys. This has been another great show. I am seriously Nightbot. The Nightbot again. Anyway, guys. Nightbot, you shouldn't be allowed to have two of these. You should not be allowed. What can I do? And Rory says, have a great week, all. All right. Yeah, absolutely. We will be back again, of course, on Friday. And tomorrow, if you're a channel member, you'll be able to watch the Friday's video early. But Friday, we got gold ETFs. It's going to be a good one. Until next time, guys, enjoy. Actually, I need to be big. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you guys for spending some time with me. It's been fantastic. All right.